What's up, bitches? This is Silent Rob. You all wanted it, so now you have it. This is Silent Rob's pre-E3 show. I'm going to talk about all the stuff that's going to be announced at E3 and all the things that's already been announced at E3. And the first thing I'm going to go ahead and focus on is Microsoft's Project Natal and Sony's PlayStation Move. And to be completely honest, I really don't give a fuck about either one of these things because they're both nothing but gimmicks. This is basically just Microsoft and Sony wanting a little bit of that fucking pie that Nintendo's been snacking on the last 3 years. And to be honest, I don't blame them. You know, they're sitting around in these board meetings, seeing these Wii's fly off the fucking shelves like there's no tomorrow. And they're thinking, man, why don't we create a motion-sensing gimmick device and steal these people's money? Because if you're stupid enough to buy this shit, you're stupid enough to get ripped off by it, okay? Because I don't feel sorry for you. If you buy this shit on day one, you're a fucking idiot. Until this thing has some ridiculously good games on it, why the fuck is anybody going to bother with this? Hell, the Wii has had a 3-year head start, and it still doesn't have a very good game selection. What the fuck do you think the chances are that Project Natal and PlayStation Move's going to have some AAA titles come out on it immediately after launch? Bullshit, okay? It's going to be a good 2 to 3 years before this thing has anything halfway decent on it. And hell, by the time it does have some good games, is the Xbox 360 and the PS3 even going to be around anymore? I mean, in my eyes, by the time this thing gets anything decent on it, these systems are going to be dead. Could these things just be another case of the Sega CD and the Sega 32X, worthless add-ons to an almost dead system? I guess we'll find out soon enough. And a lot of people are getting super excited thinking that Microsoft's going to announce a slim version of the Xbox 360. And in all honesty, they should have done that 3 years ago. So even if they do announce it, I really don't give a fuck at this point, okay? I may end up getting one, but what's it going to be this time, Microsoft, instead of a red light? Is it going to be a turquoise light? Is it going to be a pink light? Is it just going to burst into flames this time? Okay, tell me, warn me beforehand what the fuck this piece of shit's going to do as opposed to your other piece of shit that everybody's been dealing with for 5 years. And I sure as hell wouldn't buy this thing as soon as it comes out, okay? I made that mistake one time. You're not going to fool me again, Microsoft, okay? Suck my balls and my dick at the same time, Microsoft, you fucks. Because the idea of a slim 360 terrifies me. The temperatures of the original big 360 get up to about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, core of the sun temperatures. What the fuck do you think a slim one's going to be? We're talking about less surface area. We're talking about more heat. I can just see the headlines now. Slim 360 kills 58. Parents grieve. Sony fans rejoice. Now let's talk about the games, because that's all anybody really cares about at E3 is the game announcements. And so far they haven't announced too much because it hasn't really officially began yet. But Deus Ex Human Revolution has already been announced, and there's already been a trailer. And I've had a lot of people tell me how amazing it looks, and oh my god, it's going to be the best game ever if they do it right, and all this other shit. And then I go and watch the trailer that has exactly 0 gameplay footage in it, and I'm supposed to be excited about that? Please, people, okay? Until they get 1/2 second of actual gameplay footage, I wouldn't actually get too excited, okay? This is Eidos we're talking about here. Now, I like Deus Ex as much as the next person, and that trailer had some interesting Blade Runner-type things in it, but at the same time, I don't trust trailers that don't have any gameplay footage in them, okay? That's because there's a reason for that. The reason is the gameplay footage isn't up to snuff to put in the trailer yet. So they got this pre-rendered shit. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So at this point in time, I'll pass, but it could be good, and Deus Ex is a good game, so here's hoping for the best. And in case you guys didn't know already, there's been this Mortal Kombat live-action viral video that's been going around YouTube as of late, and nobody can really figure out if it's a video game tie-in or a movie tie-in, but some people from the actual crew stepped up and actually said that, hey, it has nothing to do with a video game. So maybe there's going to be a Mortal Kombat movie announcement at E3. nobody's really sure of this, but go back and watch the viral video going around YouTube right now. It looks amazing. They're taking Mortal Kombat in a completely new direction with this live footage. We're talking real people. They're basically turning the fictional characters of Mortal Kombat, like, you know, the underworld characters and how everything's all taking part in this other dimension and world, and they're basically making it into a real world type situation where Baraka is a real person. You know, it's an actual person, not some mutant. You know, Sub-Zero's real, Scorpion's real, and then it all has to do with like an FBI tie-in and all this shit. It looks crazy. But hopefully something at E3 will be announced about this, because I'm really looking forward to them bringing Mortal Kombat back into the spotlight, because Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe was a piece of sewage. Now let's talk about all the leaked announcements. Stuff that's been leaked out that shouldn't have been, but who gives a fuck? Let's talk about them anyways. The first one is GoldenEye 007 on the Wii. I really don't give a fuck about this either, to be honest with you. Not just because it's on the Wii, but because haven't we gotten over GoldenEye 007 by now? Okay, people, come on. I love the game as much as anybody else, okay? But go back and play that game now and tell me it's still good, okay? Go. Go right now and tell me that fucking thing's still good, because it's not. I played it fairly recently, and it's a piece of shit. Pretty much every first-person shooter that's been fucking released in this generation destroys GoldenEye 007 on the N64. We're talking about a game that's almost 15 years old here. Doesn't hold up very well. Now, supposedly, they're building this thing up from the ground up, and it's going to be an entirely new experience. I don't give a fuck, okay? We're talking about a remake of a game based on an old mid-90s James Bond movie. I understand how significant the original James Bond GoldenEye 007 was on the N64. I understand it ushered in first-person shooters on the consoles, but we've moved on, people, okay? I've moved on. Why even make it about GoldenEye 007? Why not make it about Quantum of Solace or Casino Royale? You know, one of the new James Bond movies. I just don't understand this shit. The only reason GoldenEye 007 was good was because there was nothing else like it. There wasn't another first-person shooter on any console at the time that could even remotely rival GoldenEye 007. Now, that's not exactly the case. There's supposed to be a Zelda announcement at E3 too, and I was pretty excited about that until I just read fairly recently that Miyamoto said they were dumbing down the whole experience to try to reach a larger audience. Way to go, Miyamoto. You're just like every other douchebag developer out there. And I read this, I think it was IGN, I can't remember where, but they said they were making Zelda easier. Are you fucking kidding me? Zelda is already too fucking easy, okay? Who the fuck gets stuck on a Zelda game and can't do it? A retard that shouldn't be playing Zelda games, that's who. They're supposedly making Zelda easier to play so everybody can come play Zelda, okay? Personally, I don't want everybody playing Zelda. Why can't we just keep it the way it was? It's going to be to the point where you can be dead and also play video games because they're going to be so fucking easy. You're going to be 6 feet under the fucking ground beating a Zelda game because games are getting ridiculously fucking easy, and I'm sick of this horse shit.